In terms of employment in general, people look at education as a passport, so it's that important as it's the basis. So my name is Erwan Heussaff. Been in the restaurant business for about 10 years now. Ever since before the end of high school, I was into food. So I worked in kitchens, I worked in different restaurants, both in the kitchen and in front of house service. After high school, went to Paris to study broader international business, and then just specialized in hotels, restaurants, and concept development. After that, I moved on to different countries. So I lived and worked in Shanghai, Vietnam, Thailand, Greece, and then I worked in Siberia and Russia for 2 years, always in different operations regarding food and food business. And then eventually I came back here. I ran an industrial catering outfit for large-scale operations like oil rigs, medical cities, things like that. And then eventually I started my own business. You always have to kind of decide between what the market wants and what you want as a person. Passion is fueled always by your own ideas and kind of what you want to do. But at the same time, a business needs to make money. So you need to look at the reality of the markets and make sure that whatever you're conceptualizing, whatever you're creating, there's a demand for it, or if there's not a demand for it, you can create enough of a demand for it to be sustainable. There's a very wise man once said, the better businessman is the one who can fix the problems better than the next person. And there's so much truth in that, because whatever business you open, whether it's a passionate business to you or it's something that you're doing just purely for work, there will be headaches, there will be problems. So it's all about managing those problems and seeing how you can kind of, peek your head out of the bad situation sometimes. Nowadays, having an education or having a high school diploma or a college diploma is somewhat similar to holding a passport. So it's important that fact that it just gets your foot in the door. Secondly, in terms of the content of your education, does that necessarily set the tone for the rest of your life? And you've learned math, you're just going to be a mathematician your own life? Not really, but I think it gives you the discipline and the structure needed to be successful in any kind of business. Obviously, people with very analytical minds will do really good in business because they look at things extremely precisely. Then you have someone that's extremely creative. Creativity is fantastic, but creativity without discipline or structure is chaos. Everyone needs to be very flexible in terms of what they do exactly. I think taking a business degree for me was quite essential, because it teaches you a little bit about everything, but at the core of it, it just teaches you how to run a business and how to make things work. So I think that's what business for me is nice, because it gives you that very international outlook, and it gives you a very broad outlook. Education is important because it gives you that structure and that rigidity. I've been cooking since I was 8. I always loved food. I was always that person standing at the counter while my mom was cooking and just dipping my fingers everywhere and tasting everything. So I think I developed an understanding of taste really easily. I have a very bad memory, but the things I do remember are food related. I've never wanted to go into a restaurant alone. So what I did was make sure we had good partnerships with groups, and then we created groups where we can run different restaurants. So that way we can run multiple outlets, and I don't feel that the restaurant is me. What I do is I take care of all the concepts, the marketing. I talk to the chefs, just make sure that the environment's good and the experience at the end of the day is good. And I do a lot of the training myself. I'm the type of person that I like to see things through. So if I start something, I wanted to get it to the most professional level I can. So I never wanted to just run a vlog. There were some end goals and end objectives which we're now reaching, which I'm really happy. So then now that we're here, we're going to push it even further. So it's all about kind of always renewing yourself and seeing how far that threshold of success is, and eventually, can you really call yourself successful? I have no idea. It's more about getting to a point in place where you're happy with what you're doing every day, and other people enjoy what you do as well. The whole cheesy thing of failing is necessary to success is really true. You need to know hardship to know how to handle hardship in the first point, and then secondly, how to kind of dig yourself out of a hole and see, there's always a positive lining in different things. So I always tell people, try try to see your ideas through to completion and understand that you can never really do things alone. You always need a good support system that might explain things to you or explain holes that you might not see yourself to make things successful.